Hi, welcome back to another OCC Scrim. Today we're joined with Amara, Dink, and Loudchecks. I'm your host, Trickster, once again, and today we will be seeing Monarch v Frost. Before we begin, do either of you have anything to add?
Nope, that's all you, Dank.
Mara, I got a crazy question for you.
Mara, we have a question.
You know that question I ask you every single time that we do this?
Yes,
How
go
do you
ahead.
think games are gonna go?
I think they're gonna be close games. I haven't seen a lot of Frost practices recently, but I do know that I play against Monarch every Sunday, and they have been working hard. And I'm excited to see this new Doomfist from Eternal. He's been putting in a lot of work after Doom's rework, and I'm excited to see if he can make him a little bit more viable than we've seen him in the last couple.
Definitely excited to see that as well. We've always seen Eternal playing that Doomfist, playing it pretty well. So we have Frost v Monarch. I think we are calling this the Lich King Classic, if you will. And first map on New Bonnie. Let's go ahead and get it started up here. So, comps that we are looking here. What do you think that we're going to see to run alongside with that Eternal Doomfist on the side of Frost? Or that's the wrong team. That's the wrong team.
I better see dive. This is a real dive heavy map, especially if they're gonna run that Doomfist. If they don't run dive, I'm gonna be severely disappointed.
Dive is pretty strong right now. It's a big problem with just getting in. If you can't get in as a team, though, dive has honestly more problems than a lot of comps. So I know for a fact that they can make it work, and if they do make it work, then it's going to be huge for them and work out extremely well. But we're getting right into it. We have Monarch coming out on the Winston and Diva, so they are going to be running a dive defense here with Buddy Chan and the Riddle running those roles, and then Eternal and Sick Botch coming out on that Doomfist and Pharah, exactly what we thought would happen there from Eternal. And then Psychon and the Sun coming out on the Ana Lucio. I like that a lot. Epic Reality coming out with the follow. Thank you very much. We appreciate the support. It's always needed, always wanted, always appreciated. And then, so on Frost, we have Jag and Dawnbreaker coming out on the Ryan Zarya, Prosky and Starlord coming out on the Lucio, Ana, and then Aikyo and Aikyo and Icebreak coming out on the Hanzo Genji with the Shimada brothers. Getting right into this fight, Frost is going to be pushing extremely hard right into this top part here. Jag pushing a little bit aggressive, wasting that bubble extremely early, getting a little bit of charge. Dawnbreaker putting his hammer into Bunny Chan on that Winston, and now getting dove into that backline. Teams are getting extremely separated here with Psychon, Eternal, and Sick Fotch trying to focus up on the top, and Frost is not having any of it as they are pushing back onto that mid, but Monarch is starting to clean this one up already as Eternal's going for the rocket punch, but ends up just getting out. Mara, what do you think happened in that fight that needs to change from the side of Frost?
A big issue there was Dawnbreaker fell onto the ground, and on top of that, that's such a wall-heavy area that Eternal was able to come in and just take out whoever he was aiming for the most part. The big issue there was they didn't all back out when they should have, so they didn't get to group up quite as fast as they could have.
Definitely agree with you there, but Bunny Chan taking out Starlord extremely early. Right after that, Dawnbreaker getting Bunny Chan, and the Nano comes out onto the Riddle, but Sick Fotch picking up too, and it's going to look like another strong hold here for Monarch, pushing everybody out, and just a lone Lucio is going to get chased down by Eternal's Doomfist, and Krosky is going to fall extremely late, or Psychon ends up picking him up, going to fall extremely late in that fight, and that's going to be a pretty big stagger. Lucio's speed boost is going to allow him to get back into that pretty quickly. So do you think any comp changes need to come out, or what did you want to say there?
You can counter a Pharah with the Genji if you can get up to her, and with the Hanzo if you can land the shots. But I think a big thing that would help them here is to go for more of a hard counter to Pharah, maybe a McCree or an Ashe, or even a Soldier. Just something to target the Pharah specifically.
The hit scan would definitely be really strong against Sick Fotch, but now Frost pushing in extremely strong again, but Monarch taking him out. There's 3 already off the board, and goodbye to Dawnbreaker as Bunny Chan boops him off, but Bunny Chan jumps off as well. We saw Sick Fotch getting it viral there on those staircases.
I believe Psychon got one as well.
That is definitely one of my favorite places to get the environment kills. So Definitely like seeing that get played out a little bit. So do you think that they'll switch over to the hit scan after the ults come out from Frost here, or do you think that they'll stick on that Hanzo Genji?
I think they're probably going to stick with the Hanzo Genji. It's just that's not their big problem here. They're splitting up and they're running a comp that has to stay in one area, unlike the other team.
All right, Diva Bomb coming out from the Riddle and taking out Icebreak as Sick Flash take out Dawnbreaker, and there's Justice raining from above and taking out Kroski, but Jack the Nerd taking out Sick Flash. This is looking like another strong hold from Monarch. Just absolutely in control on this defense. Looked fantastic tonight is the side of Monarch. Frost is maybe switching it up, but doesn't because they still have all the ultimates online, so they're not going to do anything here.
They are going to switch to that Diva, though, which could help against that Pharah and could give them a little extra mobility.
The Diva is a switch that I didn't notice, but definitely a good one here. Going to eat up a little bit of the damage and try to counter that Pharah out, but Eternal going in for the Rocket Punch extremely early, and there's the Dragon Strike coming out, but the Dragon Strike doesn't end up grabbing anybody. There's the Sound Barrier coming out from Frost, and Eternal getting slept and then charged out by Jack the Nerd. Ends up picking up that kill somehow. The Blade coming out from Aikyo, taking out the Sun. Now getting down on the point, looking at Bunny Chan, but Sick Botch taking out too, and it's looking pretty good still for Monarch. It's 3-on-3 right now with the Riddle chasing down Star-Lord and gunning him down with that Baby Diva, probably getting mech back pretty soon. Looking pretty good still for Monarch. It's a 3v1 on that point, and Aikyo falls now right after Jag the Nerd went down on that Diva. Monarch extremely strong here. Frost trying to touch, but gets hung up on the sign is Kroski's Lucio. Just disappointing that he wasn't able to get there just a touch sooner and try to contest that out. Amara, what do you think will happen here on Frost's defense? They're going to have to hold an extremely strong one to try to draw this out.
On this map, mobility is such a big deal, especially with all the different levels you can get on. And while I said I was hoping they would run dive, I was hoping to see dive on attack, and we didn't see that from Frost. If they don't have that mobility this round, which it looks like they're going to, that could put them at a big disadvantage. It looks like they are both going to run dive, though, so at that point it's just going to come down to who can split up who first. And if they run the defense the way they ran the attack, they're going to get split up pretty easily. So I'd like to see them maybe group a little bit better. A big issue there was once Dawnbreaker got down onto the ground as Reinhardt, the rest of the team didn't follow him, so they were easily picked off.
Definitely agree. Once you separate that Reinhardt from the rest of your team and your big shield man's gone, then it's a problem for your team. Disaster strikes, and there's nothing to block that damage. But now we have Frost coming out on the defense, and we have Jag the Nerd and Dawnbreaker coming out on the Diva Winston. Star-Lord staying on that Ana, and Kroski coming out on that Zenyatta. I really like that Zenyatta swap. And then we have Icebreak coming out on the Soldier, and it looks like Aikyo is going to be playing the Brig. I like the triple support. I definitely think it's a good call here. And Bunny Chan, I think, is playing with me just a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes as a Winston here. But over on the side of Monarch, we have the Riddle on the Diva, probably Bunny Chan on the Winston, Sick Fotch and Eternal on that Tracer, Genji, and then Saikon and the Sun on the Lucio Moira. This is extremely strong dive comp, and I'm expecting Monarch to take it pretty quick here. But we know that Frost can run this dive, and they do run it pretty well. They just have to be able to run it perfectly against Monarch's attack.
I think a big issue here for them is going to be these Brig nerfs. She's not as much of a counter to dive as she used to be, but she can still be effective if they use her properly. Now, I don't know if you've seen them run this strat before. My team has run this map against Monarch multiple times, and this right here gets us every single time, and we're a tier higher than them. This map is their map.
Well, Kroski taking out Bunny Chan extremely early, but Eternal getting Jag out of mech as Eternal's jumping around on point, but not able to do a whole lot. I really like the approach from the back there, but the Riddle still trying to hold on to point, but isn't gonna quite be able to do anything as he gets slept and then instantly gunned down out of his mech. I did like the approach from the back line, but it almost seemed like Frost was expecting.
And they probably were. This is something that they always run, and it's effective a good percentage of the time. But when you do run the same strat on a map every single time you're on that map, when you're running in a group like this and you're always facing the same enemy, they know that. So that can put you at a slight disadvantage. Another big thing there is their Lucio just wasn't with them, and so that took away a little bit of their heals and a little bit of their speed that would have given them that advantage there.
The Lucio speed boost is definitely one of my favorite things in this game, but we have Monarch coming back in on this attack, trying to get a little bit of poke damage. Sick Fotch on that Pharah, just trying to harass the team of Frost. Sorry, and Bunny Chan and the Riddle getting that high ground control, but instantly losing it as Eternal rocket punching Star-Lord, and the Sun popping out Coalescence, getting Ice Break. Aikyo taking out Bunny Chan with that flail, and the rally comes out from Aikyo as the Riddle goes for the Diva Bomb. Was seeing that one coming and doesn't end up picking up anybody, but may give them progress needed for the tick, but not quite able to get it as Jack the Nerd throws out his bomb as well, but doesn't end up picking up anybody either. Eternal looking for that rocket punch, but ends up missing. There's the sights coming out from Ice Break as he guns down Eternal, guns down Sick Botch, and he's looking to go big with it as Ice Break actually takes himself out there. Star-Lord getting all that healing down, but the Riddle trying to give his team room to back up, as that's going to be a strong hold from Frost. So they're looking pretty good on this. Do you think there's anything that Monarch needs to change up to get past the composition that Frost is running right now?
They're jumping in and they're focusing a target until that target's half health, and they're backing off. They're not going after one person at a time collectively as a group. At least it doesn't appear that that's what they're doing. So just open that communication a little bit could help them take this point.
Bunny Chan jumping on to Kroski in the back line and forcing out that sound barrier, but that sound barrier didn't really hit a lot of people. Might not be too effective. Bunny Chan going primal on that point, and the Sun popping out Coalescence. There's another Diva Bomb from Jag the Nerd, taking out Sick Botch, and that's going to be huge. But Aikyo gets the nano boost there on the Brig, and that could be scary. And a huge purple comes down onto the side of Monarch, but the sound barrier comes out as well. And then right now it's just the tanks on the point as the Diva Bomb goes extremely far. Bunny Chan taking out Star-Lord, Jag the Nerd taking out the Riddle, and Jag the Nerd's trying to fight alive on this point, along with Kroski and Ice Break. And Ice Break's doing everything he can on that Tracer, getting tons and tons of damage. Psychon taking out Dawnbreaker, Jag taking out Eternal, and there's Kroski taking out Bunny Chan. Just Psychon left on this point for Monarch. Sick Botch coming back to try to help out, but just a little bit too late. But does end up demecking Jag the Nerd, and that's going to be pretty big for them going into this next push. With 15 seconds left, Mara, any one last thing to say before this push goes on?
I just have to applaud that bomb from Jag. Taking out Stick was a huge factor in winning that fight for them.
Absolutely huge. Purple coming down on the side of Monarch, just hitting everybody there, and was able to clean up that kill onto Psychon. Dawnbreaker jumping onto that one. Ice Break getting, Sick Botch popping out the Justice, but not able to pick anybody up. Does end up getting Aikyo on the Brigitte right after. Jak the Nerd has another bomb. Absolutely nutty with that bomb time. Sick Botch getting Star-Lord. Jak the Nerd taking out Sick Botch. And this is looking like a draw right now. Just the Sun, Bunny Chan, and Psychon on the point for Monarch. It's a 4v3 on the point in Frost's favor. And Jak the Nerd holding on, doing a lot of damage to Bunny Chan and building up that ult pretty quickly again, already at 50%. Eternal trying to jump on a Jag the Nerd, looking for the rocket punch, but isn't able to get it because Aikyo comes in with the shield bash and takes him out. That only does 5 damage now. He was extremely low. Bunny Chan, the Riddle, Sick Botch coming in on that hamster. There's so much purple, so much health just available right now, and the sound barrier comes out, and there's the nano boost onto Dawnbreaker on that Winston. The Riddle trying to get a lot of damage in. Star-Lord looking extremely low and falls to Psychon. Jak the Nerd takes out Bunny Chan, and that's going to be a big main tank down. This is a battle of divas as Riddle and the Jag the Nerd fighting on point. Sick Botch coming in with the hamster, getting the big slam, not able to clean anybody up. There is another Diva Bomb from Jag the Nerd, not able to do a whole lot, but does end up demecking the Riddle. That's going to be huge as Jag the Nerd gunning down, trying to get everybody down, but not able to do a whole lot. Sick Botch spinning the win right now, getting a lot of damage, getting that ult charge, and that's going to be huge once he gets it, but not able to pick it up as Ice Break picks off Sick Botch. Bunny Chan getting all that cleave with the Winston, getting slept. The sound barrier comes out from Kroski as Psychon's trying to keep everybody alive, but it's just Bunny Chan and Eternal there with him. The Sun now coming in. It is a 4v5 on this point, but it's still just going on. Bunny Chan with a primal, jumping onto Ice Break, and there's the bomb coming out from the Riddle. Jumping onto Ice Break is Bunny Chan, but not able to get the kill off. There is the minefield coming out from Sick Botch, and that's going to be huge, doing a ton of damage, taking out Ice Break. The Sun getting Star-Lord. Sick Botch demecking, or the Riddle, sorry, demecking Jak the Nerd. This is looking pretty good for the side of Monarch as Frost Dawnbreaker goes Primal Rage. Jumping down onto that point, up in the air, coming back down with that splash damage. Sick Botch trying to get Kroski in the backline, not able to do it as Dawnbreaker jumps back in and is still alive somehow. Jak the Nerd taking out Eternal, and that's not looking so good, but the beat drop comes in from Psychon. keeping everybody alive. This is just ridiculous. Jack the Nerd is still somehow alive in all of this as he's getting focused down. The beat drop comes in from Kroski. Bunny Chan jumping in the air, coming back down. The triple tank is just ridiculous. Nobody's dying. Nobody's getting damaged. I don't know what's happening right now. There's the bomb from Jack the Nerd. And ends up getting 2 Eternal and Sick Botch, and that's looking pretty good for them. But there's the bomb coming out from the Riddle, and ends up getting 1 on Dawnbreaker, but Dawnbreaker right before he takes out Bunny Chan. Now it's just the Riddle on point, and it's not looking too good for the side of Monarch. But Frost is trying to hold on strong, but the Sun and the Riddle are still there. The Sun falls to Jack the Nerd, and the Riddle end up dying to Star-Lord's Biotic Grenade. And holy cow, map 1 draw with the craziest fight that we will probably see all night. Amara.
I don't even know what to say. I don't know what's more amazing, how long that overtime was, or the fact that you took like 1 breath the entire time. Good job, both teams. I don't even. That was just insane.
I just have to come in and say how absolutely proud I am of you, Dang.
What a
That
fight.
I'm
What
so
a
glad
fight,
you dropped
Bo.
by.
Still breathing.
I'm so glad you dropped
You're
by.
getting there. You're getting there, buddy. Keep it up.
Lautrix and I kept a straight face as long as we could.
Oh man.
Surprising insert from Captain Jack.
I feel like I'm losing my voice and I won't even say anything.
That was just ridiculous. That team fight went on for so long, but it will be a draw on our map 1 Nubani, as neither team comes away with that victory. So it's still 0-0 with Frost and Monarch. And Trickster, what is our next map gonna be?
I think we're gonna have some fun on Temple of Anubis.
Temple of Anubis on Assault. 2CP isn't my favorite map, and Temple's or favorite game type, and Temple of Anubis is definitely one that I've always struggled with. How do you feel about it, Amara?
I think the server doesn't like it because my server just said that it is closed due to an unexpected error. So I don't think it likes 2CP.
Yeah, that's what I saw too.
And I think I would have to agree with it.
I mean, I definitely agree as well.
Lich King Classic broke the servers, guys.
All right, there
Literally
we go. Now we
broke the
can load
servers.
into it. Temple of Anubis. So do you
I
think
love this map though.
This map is aesthetically pleasing. I do like this map.
Is my
I'm just
Pharah
not
map.
good. I'm not good on this. It's
Just go
definitely fun to play Pharah on. Don't
Just
get
go,
me wrong.
just go Pharah, forehead.
Pharah is really fun to play on this map. But I mean, it's also kind of her map, so it makes sense. But
I love this map. I think it's a beautiful map. I think it's got good spawn distances. I think it's a small enough map that I don't want to punch it in the face. So I
agree
think
with you
overall,
there.
out of all the 2CP maps, if I had to keep one, it'd be this one.
definitely agree. But again, 2CP not my favorite game type. But with the teams already coming out now, we will see Frost on the attack first, and Monarch coming out on the Ryan Zarya with Bunny Chan and the Riddle. Sick Fotch and Eternal on that Hanzo Doomfist. Still seeing Eternal on that Doomfist. He was doing pretty well last round. And then Psycon and the Sun coming out on the Zenyatta and Ana. So do you think that Eternal is adjusting well to these Doomfist changes?
I do. I know he's been working really, really hard on this. It was a big, massive change, and I know a lot of Doomfist players have been struggling to find how valid he can be with his nerfs. So I think Eternal's adjusting really well, especially with how effective he was playing last game.
Ooh, Bunny Chan taking out Dawnbreaker extremely early with the Fire Strike. We do have Frost running a Goats comp on the attack. We have Dawnbreaker, Jag, and Icebreak running the Ryan, Zarya, Diva, and then Kroski Star and Aikio running the Lucio, Ana, and Brigitte. So the Goats comp. Let's see if this works out against the Doomfist, because Goats comp is something that I've always struggled with against a Doomfist that can land his rocket punches. With the fight going on now as Eternal tries to get a punch and doesn't quite get it, but Star-Lord getting the heals onto his entire team with that biotic grenade, hitting it huge. Bunny Chan going for the charge, but doesn't end up picking anybody off. Dawnbreaker looking to swing around, swinging away as Bunny Chan gets pushed off, and the Goats comp is holding strong on point. Sick Foch getting in there, and so is Eternal, doing everything that they can onto that point just to stall out just a little bit so that tick doesn't pull through. Eternal getting stunned out and might fall here soon, but the focus fire isn't coming down onto him as he's just somehow able to stay alive. And there he goes already with the meteor strike. That's so fast, and Eternal getting purpled now, and so not looking too good, and maybe able to Kroski? You gonna get him? There he goes. Kroski finally, or Icebreak finally picks up Eternal, and Sick Foch fell as well. It looked like to me that the DPS just got extremely separated from the rest of the team there, and we're kind of alone on point. Am I wrong in that, Amara, or what did you see in there?
No, you're right. They did get a pick on Starlord at the beginning of that. I think that came from Eternal on the Doomfist, but nobody really followed up on that lack of healer on the side of Frost, and so they lost the point because of it. I do have to applaud Frost. That could have gone very differently after their tank died. They waited for him to respawn and regroup, so I do have to applaud that.
Definitely a good call on the part of Frost, but now we see the Shatter and the Dragon Strike coming out from the side of Monarch, but not able to pick it up. The Diva Bomb coming out from Frost, but not able to get anything either. Aikio getting a double kill onto Sick Foch in the Sun. Dawnbreaker with a huge Shatter getting one. I thought it was two down, and just the Riddle gonna be getting knocked out. Icebreak getting the Riddle and Bunny Chan both. Eternal trying to come back in and get a little bit of the damage still at this point, but dying extremely quickly. And Sick Foch trying to come in with the Pharah, getting the nano boost and doing a ton of damage now is Bunny Chan onto that Wrecking Ball, swinging around the point, and there's a huge purple coming out from the Sun, and they get Starlord as Icebreak is only half health, and now Sick Foch on that Pharah is going to get the D-Mech onto Icebreak, getting that huge slam as Bunny Chan on that Wrecking Ball, focusing down Kroski, but not able to pick it up quite yet. Sick Foch rain in these skies, running it all. Eternal switching over to the Reaper and getting Jack the Nerd, but huge triple barrage is getting Dawnbreaker, Icebreak, and Kroski. That was just so perfectly timed from Sick Foch to be able to get that D-Mech and then the kills. What do you think happened there, Amara? What happened to Frost? Why did they kind of fall apart just a little?
I think a big thing there was just the Pharah. I would say that I think Sick should have started on Pharah, but I also have to add that so many different comps, I've seen so many different comps work to take that first point, that it's always a risk on whether you can run her or not, especially with this being a Widow heavy map. But I think that Pharah coming in was able to take out those tanks. He built ult very quickly and used it to take out and win the fight, and it was perfectly timed. All of it was perfectly timed on the side of Sick Foch.
Very nice job over there to Sick Foch to pick up that Pharah, and Frost is running back in now with that Goats comp still, and there's the huge Graviton picking everybody up, but the beat drop comes out from Kroski, saving everybody's life, but there's the beat drop from Psychon as well as they push into the side room, and Sick Foch is going to be able to run hell in here as he's doing so much damage as Psychon and Bunny Chan get one apiece, and there's Eternal on that Reaper trying to do a lot of damage but not able to pick anything up, and it looks like Frost may have to pull back here as it's just Icebreak on that Diva left on point and ends up falling extremely late, and there goes Jag the Nerd too. They're not out of the thick yet as Starlord and Kroski are both trying to retreat, and Aikio is trying to give him a little bit of room too, but Kroski gets taken out extremely late in this fight by Bunny Chan's Fire Strike. Amara, just what do you have to say, just all around?
These are intense team fights. I have to say, Frost is starting to split up a little bit. They're not backing out when they're getting a pick, and they're ending up on different sides of the point. A big thing here is they need to get rid of these two ults, and they need to switch off of Goats because Sick is absolutely destroying them. And now that Eternal is on Reaper and has already built ult, they need to switch.
But the Earthshatter combo comes in with the barrage, and it's able to take out the entire team as Bunny Chan and Eternal fix it up, and Psychon getting the last kill on Aikio, and now Psychon's chasing down Starlord, but doesn't quite get out, or doesn't quite pick it up, unfortunately, as that would have been a team kill and a huge, huge play on the side of Monarch. But that Shatter, Bunny Chan hiding in that corner, getting the Shatter with the barrage combo with Sick Foch, just crucial to that point, or to that push. The grab is on Surge coming out now from the side of Frost, and there's the bomb coming out from Icebreak, and he picks up the Riddle, but that's it. Only the Riddle, and Bunny Chan getting a 3K right there on Dawnbreaker, Kroski, and Aikio with the nano boost, I believe, and there's Jag the Nerd falling as well. A 4K on the nano boosted Reinhardt is just absolutely nasty. what do you think that you need to do against a nano boosted Reinhardt? Do you just kind of like
Run away.
hide from him, just wait for it?
Run away. Run away unless you're a Pharah, and then just don't get on the ground. Stay in the air. That's all I can say about that. I try to stay away from Nano Ryan. I play a lot of characters that aren't up in that main deck, so he's not usually a huge issue for me.
Nano Ryan, I know, is a really scary thing for people when you've got an aggressive Reinhardt like Bunny Chan. So Frost is going to be playing to try to shut him down, but Bunny Chan gets found out in that corner, and now he's just going to get stomped on as Dawnbreaker takes him out, but Eternal getting the double kill, and Sick Fotch getting a double kill as well, and that's going to clean up the entire fight already, but there are still 3 alive as Jag the Nerd, Icebreak, and Starlord try to get out. I guess one of those kills was only a D-Mech. I'm guessing one of the ones from Eternal, but just huge Graviton was able to take it out with the 2 DPS ults, and it's going to push them back for probably 2 more fights, is what I would guess. What do you think, Amara?
I think they have time for 2 more. They do not have the Lucio anymore, and they have switched off of triple tank. But I still think they could get 2 in if they do it fast.
It looks like they're going around the left side here from the attacker spawn and trying to get a little bit of map coverage from that Pharah as they push around in. But coming out of that small choke is not going to be a good thing against that Pharah and that Reinhardt. Coming in now, Eternal trying to go for something sneaky, but gets taken out extremely quickly by Aikio on that McCree. And there's the High Noon coming out from Aikio, looking to connect, but not able to do it quite yet, and doesn't end up getting anything. And Bunny Chan and Dawnbreaker both hitting the shatters, but not able to hit anything as Bunny Chan. Dawnbreaker getting 1 is on Bunny Chan, but there's Monarch cleaning it up again. The Riddle, Sick Fotch getting 2 or 1, Eternal getting 2, and just absolutely able to clean that up. That side doorway is not a fun place to play against a Reaper, a Pharah, and a Reinhardt.
Absolutely not. And I didn't even realize there was a McCree until I heard that ult, to be honest.
I didn't either. McCroskey coming into the touchdown and ends up getting the contest off at 2 seconds left. So, and Tracer coming in, or Aikio coming in on the Tracer, and there's the Dragon Strike coming in as well. But Bunny Chan getting a 3K, and it's going to run in with that Nano and not let anybody else get even close to that point. Very well played there by Monarch as they were able to hold the second point to a full hold, I believe. And it's going to be 1-0 going into our second round with now Monarch on the attack. So
I have to applaud the pin on the Tracer. That was absolutely huge for them. Had he not landed that pin, the rest of the team could have easily gotten on that point and caused a whole nother team fight. That was a very well placed Rhine charge.
Definitely agree with that. Tracer is a character that can stall out so well, along with a Lucio able to heal her just that little bit, and Bunny Chan taking out both Lucio and Tracer at the end is very crucial to their team. But
Absolutely
now we have
agree.
Monarch on the attack. And what do you think they'll run here? Do you think they'll run the dive? Do you think they'll run kind of a goats comp? What do you expect from
I wouldn't be surprised if they ran just a regular 2-2-2. I also wouldn't be surprised if they ran like a dive goats comp. I think either one of those would be effective here. It looks like they're gonna run a regular triple tank here.
They're running Zen Goats here. So with Bunny Chan, Riddle, and Eternal coming out on the Rein, Zarya, and Diva, and then the stun coming out on that Zenyatta, Sick Fotch and Psycon coming out on the Brig and Lucio. And we have Aikio sitting on this Widowmaker, but he may not be ready for this Goats unless he can get a couple picks on those supports. We have Aikio and Icebreak on the Widow, Junkrat, and Starlord and Krosky still on that. On a Lucio, and then Dawn and Jag still on Rein, Zarya.
If I had to guess, Aikio is expecting that Pharah coming from Sick Fotch, but he is on the Brig right now, and it looks like they're going to take a side approach going up. Or not. Or not.
They may just fight it here as they've got some targets extremely low, and Bunny Chan's looking pretty low himself, but is able to get out of there as Psycon gets the boop kill onto Icebreak, and Eternal taking out Jag the Nerd. But Aikio is going to fall extremely fast to the sun, and that's a huge first push for Monarch. Do you think we'll see something just as crazy as we did on the last map this time around on the second point?
We absolutely could. It's a huge possibility. We are going to see Akio switch over to the Pharah. And like I said earlier, there's so many different comps that just happen to work on this map just out of nowhere that you never really know what to expect. So running that Widow again was a risk.
Definitely agree with you there, but Kroski also switching over to the Mercy, and we did mention Akio switching over to that Pharah as Monarch pushes in here and trying to take the second point, but it looks like they are going to push back here. Probably get a little bit of a comp swap to try to deal with the pharmacy that they have running, but they did lose somebody extremely early, so that might be the reason as well.
They did, and they're also running a Junkrat, and while Junkrat can charge Zarya, he's also doing a lot of spam damage into that doorway, and with 3 huge tanks to hit on that, Zarya may never have a chance to get in with that high charge. So they're going to have to switch something up to counter all that damage that's coming into any direction that they're going to try to go.
Sometimes Zarya's burn bubbles to take that charge, but as far as you're concerned, Junkrat's going to be throwing that out the whole time, so you maybe just want to wait a little bit until it's more necessary than an early fight. And there's the Graviton Surge coming out with a tire from coming out from Icebreak, getting one on Tycon. But there's the Transcendence as well coming out from the Sun, and that's going to be huge for them on this fight. But the charge coming out from a Nano Dawnbreaker onto Bunny-chan, and Eternal getting the huge double bomb onto Icebreak and Ikeo. That's their DPS completely down. Starlord running around all alone on point, trying to heal up Dawnbreaker, but he isn't able to do a whole lot. But not dying quite yet, to my surprise, as Psychon and the Sun are holding that point along with the Riddle. And Sick Foch running this Goats comp extremely well. Bunny-chan now on that hamster is going to run in and try to do something to Dawnbreaker, and is able to get the slam down. Sick Foch getting that Coalescence kill. Kroski and Icebreak in the back trying to do a little bit of damage, but Icebreak falls extremely fast, and now it's just Kroski and Starlord. But Kroski falls too, and there goes Starlord, and they only need 1 tick, and that's going to be it. Monarch is going to take it as somebody comes in on the Doomfist at the very end. I didn't quite see who it was trying to contest. Very, very good push there from Monarch as they make it 1-0 against Frost. And I actually didn't ever notice Zenyatta's lights changing on his face in that highlight intro.
That's creepy, and I'm glad I didn't see it. That was a very well-timed Zenyatta ult, I have to say. It came right at the perfect time. I have to applaud a couple things that I saw. So when you lose your main tank like they did when Bunny-chan fell in that beginning of that team fight, a lot of times that's kind of a lost fight, especially when your spawn is on the other side of the map. But that bomb from Eternal came in and took 2 people, and Buddy made a decision. Instead of trying to come back as main tank, he switched to Hamster, and the rest of the team was able to hold off until he got there, and he was able to do that extra damage and be that extra tank there without taking the extra time to come in as one of the main tanks. And that was a risk, a really big risk, but it worked out for them, and so I have to applaud that.
Definitely very good play by Bunny-chan. Able to think on his feet and pick up that hamster. Maybe it was communicated in his team, but either way, done extremely well by Monarch as they take Temple of Anubis, and that is going to put it 1-0 as we move into our halftime. Does anybody have anything to say here? All right, I'm going to guess
Christmas.
I'm going to guess that is a no, but Trickster says it's almost Christmas. We do have a few more days, but I will touch on that later in the stream. All right, everyone, and that's going to be our halftime. We will see everybody after the half, and stick around.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing up bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells time and jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air.
I don't even feel the cold.
Go riding in the one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet. Jingle up around the clock. Mix and a mingle in the jingling feet. That's the jingle bell. That's the jingle bell. That's the jingle bell rock. Jingle bells, bell, 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 bell. Jingle bells, bell, 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 bell. Jingle bells, jingle, jingle, jingle bell, jingle bell.
Do something!
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle, jingle, jingle bell, jingle bell, 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 bell.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal, and a Happy New Year.
Welcome back to our matchup of the night with Monarch and Frost. Amara, Dank, Loudchucks, how was your break? I sat here
Yeah,
chatting
that
with
was-
you all.
that was
I mean,
better.
basically,
Was that there?
just sat
Was
here
that
talking.
Now
I mean,
you sound like
I would
me
feel
on my-
rude if I told you it was horrible since we talked all break.
Ooh, damn.
Ooh,
That's
Right?
that was mean. That
not
hurt.
good.
I'm
It wasn't horrible.
No,
that's
but
the
we
thing.
all know Amara's toxic already, so it's like, whatever.
slash quit, man. I'm done.
Mal's rubbing off on me. I'm
Control, Alt,
sorry.
delete.
It's all Mal's
Honestly-
fault.
The most toxic commentating team that we have with
You're
me-
calling out Mal right now and not looking
Myself.
at yourself.
with myself, Amara, and Trickster. It's already the most toxic commentating we have. But anyway, Monarch up on Frost 1-0 right now in our Plat division here on Friday night. Not our usual night for our Plat stream, but tomorrow night we do have our All-Star Scrim, or our All-Star stream with people from every division that will be playing.
Hi, please don't
And-
watch me do bad.
And
Oh,
Amara
we're-
is
we're
playing,
gonna
so
watch you.
watch her
Kidding.
be bad.
Enjoy watching
We're
me
gonna
do bad.
watch you.
It's for fun. It's not, it's not one of
It's-
those.
It's all good.
It's definitely not one of
Yeah.
those try-hard events. It's definitely one more, just I'll have fun.
What
I
do
really
you
want.
mean? It's always try hard, Loudtrex. What do you mean?
You ever tried doing that for a community night? It starts off all well and good, and then somebody switches to the Ryan Zarya combo, and there we go. It just got real.
Everyone starts going to their mains like, ooh, nope, I'm gonna win now.
Why are we trying?
I love it. All right, I'm out.
All right, so let's go ahead and kick it back off here into Rialto on our escort map for the night.
Do not ask me how I like this map. Don't do it.
How
Wait.
do
Don't do
you-
it, Trickster. Don't do
Wait,
it,
no,
Trickster.
you don't know where I'm
Trickster,
going.
why don't
with
you
this.
tell us,
Trick.
Trickster? Why don't you tell
Hold
us
on.
what you think of this map?
Yeah, what do you think, Trickster?
You're gonna pass it to me on this one?
Yeah,
Well,
go ahead.
No
one cares. All right.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
toxic.
Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
clearly no one. No, Dink. No.
Okay. You know what? That's fine. That's fine.
You're toxic.
I personally love this map. I think it is beautiful. My only complaint is if you get booped off of the starting bridge, there is no time to recover whatsoever. Every other environmental, you have a little bit of time. If you get booped off of this starting bridge, you're dead. You're done. There's no way back up. But
I think this map is beautiful.
it looks so good, doesn't it?
I hate playing on it.
It looks so good.
It's so pretty though. Let's just take a minute to admire it. Okay, that's long enough. I hate this map.
Shrug off. Thank you for the follow. Once
Thank
again,
you,
always
person.
appreciated. Very, very much welcome.
Thanks.
Welcome to our stream. If you are new, go ahead and fill out a player application if you'd like to play with us. If you're a master or grandmaster, go ahead and fill out a coach application. Teach our team some stuff, you know, man. Get involved, be part of our community, because personally, I love this community. Definitely a good time. But here we go with Frost on the attack as Monarch trying to get that big boop on the bridge, but doesn't end up landing it. Is Sick Foch on that Pharah, and Bunny Chan trying to hold down that corner, but not a whole lot of his team there as everybody now is regrouping on top of him. And Dawnbreaker on that Reinhardt again, but his shield is going down extremely fast. The bubble coming out from Jag the Nerd, and Dawnbreaker getting extremely aggressive here, but getting bullied out by Sick Foch, unfortunately, as Bunny Chan is looking to get that huge fire strike and does a little bit of damage, as Bunny Chan is already sitting on 84% ult. The Rhines are about even on that sense, and Bunny Chan now has ultimate, looking for it, and then getting Epic Center knocked down, and the Nano already coming out as well, as Bunny Chan then gets 3, 4. Oh my goodness, Bunny Chan is just going off tonight with those nanos, and then the Sun taking out Ikeo on the Tracer.
No, I don't know if you saw, but Frost had virtually no heals for half that fight coming from their Ana because Sick Foch was just in the backline taking up that Ana's attention the entire time.
Actually did not notice that, so very well done from Sick Foch to be able to bully out the main healer. Very good job. And Psychon coming in from behind for the big boops, but isn't able to get anybody off the map. As Krusty going into boop Bunny Chan and the Riddle into the team, but Bunny Chan blocking the Shatter is absolutely huge. And now losing Bunny Chan to Dawnbreaker extremely early. Both Psychon and Krosky popping Sound Barrier, and the Graviton Surge coming out from Jag the Nerd only catches Psychon. It's not going to do exactly what he wanted, but they also throw a Pulse Ball onto it. Sick Foch taking out Epic Center, who kind of directly counters them, and now the Nano comes out onto Sick Foch from the Sun, and there's a double, a triple. Oh my goodness, cleaning it up completely as Bunny Chan takes out Jag the Nerd, but Sick Foch taking out Dawnbreaker, Krosky, and Ikeo as Eternal finally takes out Star-Lord to stagger him out just a little bit. Beautiful Nano, beautiful barrage, just able to clean that up so perfectly. What do you think, Amara?
You know, it's risky to do that, especially when you don't have your main tank or even the vast majority of your team there. On top of that, ulting so low as Pharah, you can do a lot of damage to yourself. But Sick came in and targeted the right people and had that extra little bit of damage and protection, so it worked out beautifully for him, and the rest of the team was able to come in.
Graviton Surge coming out from the Riddle, and there's the Shatter coming out from Bunny Chan as Eternal gets a double kill on the Jag the Nerd and Star-Lord, and that's gonna about do it for the fight as Ikeo and who is that? Epic Center are running out for their lives, trying to get away, and Ikeo's kind of sticking around just to get a little bit of poke damage, get that ult charge up.
They do have a small advantage here. The Pharah can get back a little bit quicker, but that Ana still has a bit of a run because she was taken out so late into that fight.
And without your Ana, you are not looking too good, but there is the Sun coming back on the Ana as the beat drop comes out from Psychon on the side of Monarch. And who was that just tried to ult? Was it Epic Center that got taken out by Eternal? Unfortunately not able to pop that high noon as the Riddle's getting bullied into a corner by Dawnbreaker and Krosky, and the bomb comes out there from Jag the Nerd, but not able to pick anything up as Eternal and the Sun are forced to pull back. And here comes the Nano boost onto Bunny Chan, and Bunny Chan's looking to get heavy with it as Ikeo takes out Psychon, and Bunny Chan getting 2 right there, taking out Dawnbreaker and Jag the Nerd, and then there's Sick Foch cleaning up Epic Center. Bunny Chan is just on fire every time he gets those nanos. Amara, what do you think was the main key to them winning that fight?
A lot of it comes down to the timing on Sun's ult, and on top of that, because of where the Hanzo ult came in, it was just a little too close for her to take out both healers, so it only took out one, and so they had that main healer still there to keep them alive.
We get to the end of round 1 as it feels like it went just a little bit too fast. I honestly didn't expect that round to end yet, but that is 4 minutes, and they did quite get to the first checkpoint. But now we have Monarch coming in on the attack with Frost on the defense, and it looks like Jack might pick up that hog. All right. I like what I'm seeing. I would like to see Jag on the hog. We haven't got to see a hog tonight, and we don't see hog very often.
But he is
Amara,
becoming more common.
I do like that. Sure. Amara, what do you think that they will run? Never mind. They already have their teams completely picked out. What do you think their main goal with the Hogarissa is here on the side of Frost's defense?
I think it's just two big beefy people that are just gonna. I think if they just all play together, and I think that's probably their goal, then they're not gonna have that issue of getting picked off from all different sides. A big issue on the side of Frost is that they split up, especially once they got to this big open area. And so if they're gonna run this comp, then the best thing, and hopefully what they're planning to do, is not let that happen.
But it may be a problem for Frost because Monarch is coming in on the dive with Bunny Chan and the Riddle coming out on the Winston Diva, Eternal and Sickfotch coming out on the Sombra.
Heroes never die.
And the Genji, and then Saikon and the Sun coming out on the Lucio and Ana. What do you think of the Sombra here? Do you think it's a good pick, or do you think that it's going to really just depend on...
Thanks, Captain
Jack.
Jack.
For the donation. Thank you very much.
It's just going to depend on how, well, that, as well as the Kyo taking Eternal out. But if Eternal stays on the Sombra, it's just going to depend on if he can get the right positioning to hack the right people. And while I'd usually say hack, you know, your Rhine or your healers or somebody that can make a big play, with the Orisa moving so slow and with the Hog using heals, you could really go after either one of them and it can make a huge difference.
Eternal is moving into that backline now that he's back, and the Riddle taking out Jag the Nerd with the rockets. Bunny Chan taking out Krusky, and Bunny Chan jumping deep into that line as Star-Lord is getting completely separated from the team, and Eternal is pressuring him down but not able to pick him off as Star-Lord finally gets him. But there's Sickbot and the Riddle just absolutely fragging out in the back line, getting Ikeo, Dawnbreaker, and Star-Lord, and this is looking like a pretty free push for Monarch as Jag the Nerd is the only one close to be able to contest, and it looks like he might fall. And he does. He gets demeched by Saikon, and he's going to get pushed back across that bridge. And now he's without a mech coming into this final hold as they push around this corner to get to the last part of this fight. Anything real quick before we get into this too heavily, Amara? Take that as a no as Bunny Chain comes in with the Primal Rage, and Ikeo coming in with the tire, only picking up the Riddle. Jag the Nerd is the only one on point for the side of Frost, and Saikon and the Sun trying to bully him out, but there's Bunny Chan jumping back into the team. Jag the Nerd getting picked off, and Bunny Chan getting one, Eternal getting one as well. Dawnbreaker getting bullied by Saikon. Star-Lord is the only one on that point as he comes in on the Moira, getting hacked in 1 health now, getting taken out extremely quickly, but now that's Ikeo on the Tracer, trying to jump around point and do just a little bit, but that is going to be Monarch to take away map 3 and bring it to 2-0 against Frost.
I'm sorry, you caught me right in a cough there, bro. Like,
no, you're good. You're good.
Apologize.
No worries.
No, I think the big thing there was just that it's really hard for your Junkrat to get in the backline to all like that when you have a Sombra running around who knows where. And it can call out your position like that.
It's a problem. You never really know where that
Heroes
Sombra's at
never
unless
die.
you've got a Widowmaker with the walls. With that map brings it to 2-0 with Monarch for our Plat division, and that is going to go ahead and secure them the win for tonight, as if Frost would win this next map, it would be 2-1, but we will still play the control map on Lijiang Tower as we move into our next map. Miss
Isn't that Captain
Nesbitt
Jack as well?
with the donation.
That Mrs. Captain Jack.
Could be both.
Coming out with the double donation of $7 twice, so that's $14.
Family of Captain
House
Jack.
Captain Jack. Thank you very much, and that brings our current raise to $300. So I believe that
And Loudtrack,
hit
can you
us-
tell us what this specific set of donations is for, apart from our regular donations.
All right, so for those of you who have been watching, the first 200 unlocked 5 loot boxes per 100. Now that we hit the $300 mark, we've got a $10 Steam gift card. And then once we hit 400, we've got a mystery giveaway. And if we hit our goal of 500, which it looks like we may be able to make it, we'll definitely be giving out that Nintendo Switch for everyone to enjoy.
And what is this all going towards, Latrex?
All this is going to a foundation over in California to really help out victims of the wildfires. It's supposed to help out with firefighters and the widowers of firefighters who've lost their lives fighting the California fire. So we're just trying to give a little bit back, really trying to help out people who've been suffering exceedingly much, and just doing the best we can in order to secure better financial future for people suffering.
Thank you, Latrex, for explaining that for everybody.
And thank you for everybody that has donated to this awesome cause. We definitely appreciate it. We appreciate all the support, and I'm sure they will as well, as we have come pretty far into this donation. As honestly, I was kind of looking at it at first, and I'm like, yeah, I'm really glad that we're doing this, but it didn't seem like we were making a whole lot of leeway. But now we're at least $300 in, and it's looking great. I'm so glad that our community is able to participate in this, able to donate, and I'm just glad that everybody's doing it. Thank you, everyone, again. But we are moving now into our map 4, and it's going to be Lijiang Tower with Monarch up 2-0 over Frost. Everybody start thinking about your players of the matches, and we will be going to the chat after this one and be asking you for that specifically. So, Amara, do we see Dive? Do we see Goats? What do we see come out from each team here? I know you said that you play with Monarch a lot. So,
again, this is one of those maps where different things work. It's not like Numbani where you definitely are hoping to see that dive. It all depends on how these people are playing on these characters today. Dive could work if they're playing it right. Goats could, which it looks like we're going to see on the side of Monarch, could work. So it's going to just come down to the teams and how well they use whatever they pick.
Ready for battle.
We are seeing... Is that Monarch? Yeah, we are seeing Monarch come out on the Goats comp with the Ryan Zarya Diva coming out from Bunny Chan, Sick Fotch, and the Riddle. And we are seeing Widowfaker now subbing in and on that Brigitte with the Sun and Psycon on Zenyatta Lucio. And then on the side of Frost, we are seeing Epic Sinner and probably Dawnbreaker coming out on the Winston Diva, I would guess. Nope, Ryan Diva. And then Krosky Starlord on the Lucio Ana, Aikio coming out on the Reaper, and Jag the Nerd on the McCree. We've seen Jag on off-tag pretty much all night, right?
Yes.
So coming out on the McCree now, see if he's able to do something for his team. Aikio pushing in extremely strong on that Reaper, and Sick Fotch demecking Epic Sinner extremely quickly. Bunny Chan going for that charge, but hits the doorway as Dawnbreaker gets a charge on to the Diva, and Widowfaker able to take off Krosky. The Sun able to take out Jag the Nerd, and Bunny Chan pushing extremely aggressive through that doorway, and so is the entire team of Monarch as they are running on through the team of Frost.
So I don't know if you noticed where the Sun was. The Sun went and tapped the point, but had sightlines on his entire team to throw those Harmony Orbs. Another big thing there is Riddle got pretty far in the back line as Baby Diva, but was able to get met back because they didn't turn and focus him.
I want to go ahead and apologize if I mess up teams right now. My colors up at the top are flipped, so I'm seeing a blue team on the ground for Monarch, but up at the top, my blue team is Frost. So if I get swapped around, I apologize. Bunny Chan coming out. Bunny Chan coming out with the Fire Strike, and he's trying to battle Dawnbreaker in this side hallway here, going towards the light side of the point as he takes out Dawnbreaker. Now he's going to get aggressive, getting that hammer down onto everybody in there, but not able to get anything from it because he gets picked off extremely early, and everybody else on Monarch just kind of steamrolls in, and they shut down the Reaper ult coming out from Aikio.
Now, I didn't see it, but I assumed that the Reaper ult was canceled by Widowfaker.
I think he just died. I'm not sure exactly what happened. He may have just died, but very possible. And if
Whichever works, but we are going to see a Pharah come out from Jag now, which could help them against this triple tank. I still think it's a big risk to run this Junkrat into the Zarya, especially with the way the Zaryas, whoever's been playing them on Monarch, has been playing.
And now we have the rest of Frost pushing in extremely strong, but getting a little bit more ground. And there's a Boostio coming out on Nekroski as the Diva Bomb comes out from the Riddle and picking up Jag the Nerd. That's going to be huge. The Riddle also demaking Epic Center, and Widowfaker taking out Epic Center to finish it up as Dawnbreaker pushes onto the point but isn't able to do a whole lot. All he has there is Aikio, and Aikio dies the Earth, or thought died to the Earth Shatter, as Bunny-chan pushing out extremely strong, getting aggressive, and that is going to be 0.1 hold on control. Amara, what does Frost need to change here to be able to counter Monarch's extremely strong defense?
You know, Akio built ult pretty fast on Reaper. I think if he had stayed on that for another fight, he might have been able to help them get onto that point. Had he just played around Widowfaker's bricks, and she's such a big counter to his ult. But switching to that Junkrat, if you're not in the right position in this map as Junkrat, especially against an enemy Zarya, you don't know if you're giving her charge or not, and so that can put you at a big disadvantage as well. But I think a big thing there would have been just staying on that tank break on Reaper.
I really like the Reaper as a strong pick, but I think that the Junkrat is a good call, but you really have to be careful with that spam. Charging up that Zarya is not something that you want to do, but as we said earlier, burning bubbles is also not something that you want to do. So it could be good, could be bad. We just have to see how it plays out. But Bunny-chan getting the extremely early pin onto Aikio as the Sun taking out Dawnbreaker, and that's going to be huge for the side of Monarch. But Jagmanur getting Bunny-chan a little bit later into the fight as Sick Foch takes out Star-Lord, and this is looking like a pretty solid take for Monarch here as we move into the point capture and they start to build some percentage. Amara, what went wrong in that fight, and what do you think they need to change, if anything?
They need to stay grouped up. A big thing there was they got split, and while the enemy Ryan was taken out, there was nobody there to assist the Diva against all the damage she was taking. So they just need to maintain their groups a little bit better instead of splitting up so early on.
So do you agree with pressuring out the Reinhardt, or do you think that the Pharah coming out from Jag the Nerd should have played with this team just a little bit more and pressured out the rest of the team?
I think a lot of that's situational. Like I said, even though Bunny-chan died to the Pharah, Diva had no backup on point. And there's a lot of ways to get damage into this point as Pharah without getting in the sightline of the enemies.
Dawnbreaker doing a little bit of a zigzag move on that charge, but not able to get anybody with it. Not exactly sure how that happened. And the Sun taking out Dawnbreaker, and not exactly sure who the other one was because it went away too quick. But Bunny-chan taking out Kroski, and that's going to clear up this point for them to be able to completely hold. And right now we have 60% and climbing for the side of Monarch as Aikio may go for the hard reset, but ends up not quite getting there. Gets staggered out by Sick Foch as Widowfaker pops out the rally. Is going to give everybody on her team armor, except for maybe Sick Foch, who's outside to touch.
So I gotta ask while we're waiting, what's your opinion on doing rallies so early instead of inside of a fight?
Personally, I like to pop rally right as the fight starts. So you get like a little bit of armor build, and then you get that regenning armor as the fight goes on. I'm not a huge fan of rallying before a fight. Sometimes it just happens, like they hear a rally and they don't fight immediately. But personally, I would like to do it as an engage. So you have a little bit of armor, then it builds through the fight. But Monarch pushing extremely strong, the Riddle getting 2, and there's the bomb from the Riddle, and it's going to get both Star-Lord and DMEC Epic Center, as Epic Center dies extremely quickly to Widowfaker, and that is going to be about it, and that will be it, as Monarch wins this map and puts it 3-0 against Frost here on Lijiang Tower. Amara, what is your opinion on Rally?
I agree with you. I think using it in the middle of a fight or at the very beginning of it instead of so early is more beneficial because you end up getting more out of it. You don't get that advantage right at the beginning of the fight, but overall you get an advantage for longer.
So we did get the answer there. Aikio did just die out of ult. It wasn't stopped by Widowfaker because Widowfaker was too busy getting play of the game on everybody that was shattered and just cleaning up, getting tons of healing and tons of damage out. And just absolutely phenomenal play by both teams here tonight. But Monarch does walk away with the 3-0. And we're going to go ahead and start kicking it off with our players of the match. Go ahead and throw yours into the chat. And Trickster, let's start with you.
Well, I think I'm gonna give it to the Riddle on this one because I really liked seeing their plays and their Devo was just very nice to watch. And I don't have much to add on that, but I'm gonna give it to the Riddle.
All right, so that's one for the Riddle. Amara, go ahead and take it away with your player of the match.
You know, Monarch won the night, but Jag, I have to give it to Jag. Jag switched up things. He's tried to make it work. He did everything he could. He played different roles. And those Diva bombs from Numbani were one of the reasons that that fight went on for so long. And he was getting them so fast. And so I have to give it to him tonight.
That's what I wanted to say too, is how fast he was building those Diva bombs. He had like 3 or 4 in 2 or 3 pushes. It was just absolutely phenomenal. Loutrix, you have a player of the match for us that you want to throw out here?
I totally do. And honestly, it was the Sun, man. Like, well, you know, this is going to be his last match here with Monarch starting next year. He's going to be playing for a Diamond team. I believe he's going to be playing for Salt. And I could definitely see, why he deserves that push up. I mean, his Ana plays are just incredible. Nanos are hit right on, like, just hit just right. And even just that last play as the Zenyatta, solid orbs, solid positioning, just all around. Son, you earned it, man.
All right, so now comes for mine, and I'm going to have to give it to Bunny Chan. Playing extremely aggressive, knowing when to play aggressive, knowing when to go in with those nanos, getting the huge shatters, playing extremely well all night, but he couldn't do it without the rest of his team backing him up. So huge shout out to Monarch. Good job on the win, guys. Bunny Chan, great job on the Ryan play. And that's going to about do it for us.
Now
you
this
guys
is
got
our last,
anything before I
our
wrap
last
it up?
team scrim, right, Dank? Tomorrow is our special
yes.
one, but this is the last team versus team scrim of 2018. So I would like to say wonderful job to all the teams, including Salt and Komodo, my enemies. But it's been a wonderful year, guys. It's been a lot of fun. So if we don't catch you tomorrow, which I'll catch me tomorrow because I have to play. But for those of you that are going on holiday, I know tomorrow is the 22nd. We're getting close to that Christmas. But good job to all the teams that have played this year. Everybody that's come in and had to leave for whatever reason. We love all of you. That's what I have to say. This is my last commentating of the year.
Oh.
All right,
Loutrix, you got anything before I wrap it up?
Just to finish this out, yeah, please go ahead and please let everyone know we're getting close to our donation goal. So that way we can give things away to you guys. So please, even if they're not massive Overwatch fans, or you know what I mean, you have a friend that's kind of like on the fence, just go ahead and let them know. Let them know to hop on. Tomorrow, as we said, is going to be a special one. It's going to start at 7 p.m. Eastern. To give it a little extra time so we can give away our awards, and so that way you guys can see what the results turned out to be for who you thought was the best, who had the most improvement, and then there's a few mock awards in there for you guys to enjoy. Stay tuned. We're gonna have a special pre-show that's gonna start somewhere around 5 or 6 o'clock tomorrow. And we'll give you guys a little bit more information on that. You're gonna be seeing myself. Trickster, you gonna be here tomorrow? There you are. Yes. Trickster. I believe so. Dank, I know, is going to be here tomorrow. We're going to see her derp around for a little
Yes,
bit.
come watch me derp.
As she was chosen for one of the All-Star teams. You're on Microwave Pizza, right?
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah, Microwave Pizza. And
one moment here.
I'm on 4LP, hashtag 4LP, hashtag 4Life.
So
yes, hashtag Alfie.
That's what it's gonna be. So and please just, like I said, keep getting the word out. We've been playing these last few months as somewhat this YMCA / meets amateur league kind of thing, And I've been having a lot of fun with it, just seeing it grow, seeing people come in. And you guys are going to hear me reiterate upon this tomorrow, but I'm just going to take advantage of whoever's listening to it right now. That'll be it. Once again, 7 o'clock starts the event, 7 p.m. EST. And then the pre-show should start somewhere around 5 or 6 o'clock, so be aware for your notifications.
All right, guys. You heard it there, 7 p.m. EST tomorrow. Join us for our All-Star Scrim, and as Amara said, this will be our last team scrim for the year until, what day are we coming back in January?
7.
Until January 7th. So if you would like to join us, there are player applications and coach applications down below. Coaches are limited to Masters and Grandmasters, and then players are anybody below that. So if you want to play, want to join, even if you want to sub and just be part of our Discord, come play with us. Have a great time. I love this community personally. It's worth it, guys. Improve your Overwatch game and just have a blast. But if you do that, you do get access to our Discord, and then maybe you can be on a team and play on our scrims. But that's going to about do it for us here tonight. Make sure you tell your family, tell your friends. Be like, hey, this cool thing goes on Overwatch.
We're doing it for charity.
On a Twitch stream. And we're doing it for charity. So get them in here. Have them donate to charity while watching some Overwatch stuff. But guys, that's going to wrap it up. So I am Dank Monkey.
I'm Amara. Hi. Bye.
Yo, I'm
Man, we
Trix.
do this every night. Latrix is over there somewhere.
Latrix is right there.
Latrix is over
Chicken
there
away.
Sorry, man. Oh, man. Anyway, I'm Loudtrix. Have a good night, everyone.
Catch you tomorrow.